Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and time now for the nation's sharpest opinion. And on the nation's sharpest opinion, I would like to say that Air India is just such a continuing mess. Just because some of the bosses of Air India pretend to be angry and upset, and the owners of Air India pretend to weep a little, and you've got some channels that say, did you catch a tear? Aren't they feeling really sorry about things? Don't you feel sorry about what the Tatas are going through? Well, we don't. We have no reason to feel sorry for what the Tatas are going through, because the Tatas and Air India should feel sorry about what the people of India are going through. There is no point in obfuscating. We have the facts, and we have our contacts, and we have our sources, and our sources, I know Air India wonders where we get our sources from. Our sources are everywhere. Our sources are in Air India, our sources are in the government, our sources are among the people. And therefore, we are extremely concerned if we hear that over a 24-hour period, there have been, yes, 26 Air India flights and 3 Air India Express flights cancelled in a period of 24 hours. Yes, 26 cancellations in 24 hours. And the Civil Aviation Ministry gives Air India a clean chit and says everything okay. I don't think everything is okay, because this marks the highest cancellation since the plane crash. And of these, 12 were international routes. Republic has accessed the official log sheet. It lists technical issues as the reason for 13 of the 26 cancellations. And in order to investigate further, Republic sent a set of specific questions to Air India requesting the confirmation of 26 flight cancellations today and what exactly caused them. Not one, we sent 2 sets of questionnaires. Air India responded to the Republic Media Network saying the cancellations are pre-planned. What do you mean by that, pre-planned? We asked them again. We sent another letter that if these cancellations are pre-planned, why does the log mention so many technical reasons? Are technical faults also pre-planned? If there's a technical mess, is that pre-planned? Will anyone believe that? Because as far as anyone understands, technical faults are not scheduled in advance. Come on, Air India, you're talking to the Republic Media Network. Don't try that stunt on us. You don't plan for a plane to technically have a problem or fail. And then came what I consider to be Air India's acceptance letter. Air India's response, ladies and gentlemen, that I received just 15 minutes ago, my fantastic, brilliant news team received. And they say, of these 26 flights, 13 were disrupted due to unpredictable technical issues of different kinds. So on these 26 flights, 13 were disrupted due to unpredictable technical issues of different kinds. Unpredictable technical issues? Doesn't that directly contradict what their own claim was earlier, when they said all cancellations are pre-planned? What nonsense is this? What is Air India doing? First you say all is pre-planned, and then you say no, 13 are technical. Decide, but don't obfuscate. Which version is true? Were they planned or were they unpredictable? Were they technical or not? Because they can't be both. And if technical failures or technical faults are becoming this frequent and this unpredictable, passengers need to know the reason. Systemic. With these latest cancellations, the series of cancellations, Air India has crossed 90 flight cancellations in 7 days. Is that normal? Is that normal? What does that say about this airline? About the people running it? About how they are running it? Just the day before yesterday, Republic Media Network reported that Air India had flagged 29 technical snags in 35 days on the VT A and B aircraft, the same Boeing 787 that crashed on June 12th with 242 passengers on board. All of you were shocked, but that's also a fact. Even then, we had reached out to Air India, asking for a formal response to specific points about that aircraft's technical history, the plane that crashed. And they know this is serious journalism, this is very detailed, this is multi-source, detailed journalism. In return, we received a boilerplate reply, cut, copy, paste, an entirely vague reply to Republic's very, 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 very specific questions. So the question is, did the DGCA act too quickly in giving Air India a clean chit? I would like to say to the DGCA and to the central government, don't do this too quickly. People will hold the DGCA answerable. What is the hurry in giving a clean chit? On June 17th, 5 days after the crash, the DGCA issued a statement saying The recent surveillance conducted on Air India's Boeing 787 fleet did not reveal any major safety concerns. The aircraft and associated maintenance systems were found to be compliant with existing safety standards, unquote. But in light of these consistent technical faults, and I'm asking DGCA, what are you exactly doing? When you give a templated clean chit, nothing wrong. And when Republic reports again and again, technical fault, technical snags, technical faults, technical snags, 29 snags, 35 days on the plane that crashed. And DGCA just said, everything okay, everything okay, everything okay, no problem, no problem, no problem. Then the people of the country will ask, is the DGCA doing enough? Is the regulator doing enough? Or is the regulator also looking the other way? Has the DGCA quietly lowered the bar for airworthiness, or given a clean chit, or showing leniency, or, as they say, understanding? I would request the DGCA to be understanding to the passengers of this country, not to a corporate. No exemptions, nothing under pressure, especially not in international sectors where missed slots cost airlines money. Let people lose slots, no problem, safety is paramount. Are Air India's commercial imperatives overriding operational safety, risking passenger lives? What are the passengers really paying for? Comfort and safety, primarily safety and then comfort, or a gamble with their lives in faulty machines? This is not about giving anyone a long rope. We don't have time. I am horrified at these 15 days that in the past documents we have show the DGCA gives Air India 15 days to respond. After holding someone primarily guilty, you give 15 days to respond. What happens in those 15 days? What happens to the hundreds of thousands of passengers who fly in those 15 days? Tata Group, Air India's parent company, has announced a compensation of 1.25 crore per victim in the June 10th crash. In total, how much is that? How much is that, ladies and gentlemen? But for the context, Tata Group's next net worth in 2022 was over 25 trillion. I'm not comparing the two. There is no need for a comparison there. But the fact is, there is no point in these payouts if you're not going to go to the root cause. And I request the DGCA to open its eyes tonight as to what's going on. Our reporting is for the people. There has to be a limit to the number of technical snags that are acceptable. Will we allow Air India to decide how many technical snags are okay? Tomorrow, today we mentioned 26 in 24 hours. Tomorrow if there are 27, 30, 40, will we still be told boilerplate, templated reply? In the sense almost as if Air India or any other airline will decide how many snags it can live with? So here is the question no one wants to answer. What is the value of a common Indian's life? What is the value of the life of a passenger? Ladies and gentlemen, somewhere I believe that within these numbers, there is a bigger story. And that story is about just one word: accountability. And the feeling that I get sometimes that corporates feel that if they are big corporates, and governments feel if they are big governments, that accountability comes later. Handling things is primarily important. Republic believes, and we are the voice of the people, this is not a point to handle. Look at the visuals, look at the horror of what happened on the day of the crash. And remember how quickly we forget what we promised on that night, that we will never let this happen again. It is inconceivable to me to see here today the level of tolerance that we have as a country, and for the level of tolerance that companies have, even after the day of the crash. Today is, ladies and gentlemen, Friday the 20th of June. It's 1 week since the crash, just over a week. Look how people are taking things for granted again. Look at some media houses doing sympathy interviews with the bosses and owners of these airlines. And ask yourself whether this is acceptable. It is not. The DGCA should not give Air India or any airline a longer rope than is absolutely necessary. In fact, they should tighten the ropes much more than they are doing now.